All right, here's the Yom Yom for today. It's a short one. These are sayings by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, right? The Mittler Rebbe, the second Rebbe of Chabad, answered someone at Yechidut. Yechidut is a private audience. This is short, but it contains a lot. Here's a big explanation on here. Here we go. When two Jews discuss a subject in serving God, and they study together, so it's called two godly souls against one natural soul. In other words, by the natural soul, there's no real unity. Everybody is just themselves, even though it's an interesting thing, even though that everyone has one common factor, that common factor does not unite everyone. What's the common factor? Selfishness. Everyone is selfish. So you think, oh, if everyone is selfish, that should unite everyone, right? I'm selfish, you're selfish. And it doesn't. It just causes separation between people. Maybe people unite if they have a common selfish goal, right? They'll want to take over the world or whatever. So then it'll work like the Tower of Babel. But selfishness divides, which is not the case godliness. Every Jew has a godly soul. When two godly souls go together, so that makes a unity, right? Unity. So when two Jewish souls when learn, so that it's a double power, two divine souls, but the animal soul is not added in power. It remains separate, right? It remains separate. So each one has his own separate natural soul, but there's two godly souls against that one natural soul. Let's look and see. Here's a good explanation. In the Tanya, the first chapter, there's an explanation. In the first and second chapter, it explains what is the natural soul. That's the first chapter, and the godly soul in the second chapter. Here it means every divine soul desires not only that the person should do what God wants, but also wants that other people also should do what God wants. Because part of goodness and the character of the soul is that there should be unity. On the other hand, the natural soul is basically selfish. It's not driven by a desire that another one should enjoy physical pleasures. So when two Jews study together, the natural soul inside of each one, it wants to hinder that person. It remains separate. The godly soul, because it desires that the other person's welfare also, so it joins forces with the other person so that there's a double power, two divine souls against one natural soul. Okay, now let's do the story.